Combat Sports Report. I'm your host, Nick Marcello. We've got a great show lined up for you today. We're breaking down Christian Edwards and Donovan Wegner's upcoming fights for Fierce FC. John Strollo calls in ahead of his Main Character Jiu Jitsu match. Miguel Barrientos calls in ahead of his pro MMA debut. And the CSR Invitational Denver's in our rearview mirror. But we're bringing you the highlights and the top 10 subs of the night. Check it out. What's going on, fight fans? Welcome to the Combat Sports Report. We're coming at you live every Tuesday and Thursday morning. If you're looking for the latest news and updates surrounding your favorite fighter, look no further. CSR has all the exclusives you could possibly need to stay in the know. Let's get right into it. Flyweight prospect Donovan Wegner steps into the cage to face opponent Christafer Anderson for Fierce FC in Salt Lake City, Utah. Wegner is coming off of a 20-second ground and pound finish at the Gladiator Challenge Pro sparring matches, and he feels he's found a home at flyweight. Take a look.
Realistically, man, this is kind of, I do feel like my last one was the turnaround, because I had a, tough 2 years prior to that. But this last one I had prior to this upcoming fight, I do feel like it was the turnaround. I feel like, some bells and whistles clicked, and, I've taken off, full steam. So with this fight, I'm sure I have a tough opponent. I'm sure he's tough. Not taking anything away from him, but I'm extremely confident, and it's going to go my way. With that being said, after that, Fierce doesn't have a 125-pound champion. That puts me, a couple fights away from fighting for that belt. And then, who knows what's after that. But you're looking 2025 fighting 2-3 times, God willing, staying healthy, good camps, So after, this fight, you're talking 2025 is a big year. Got lots of plans. I've already put down a couple things. I would like to end the year with IBJJF no-gi Worlds, over in December. And then, you're looking at ADCC in San Diego. And then getting 3 fights in. So it's going to be a pretty stacked year. But activity is key if you want to get recognized. It goes back to those 3 fights are the biggest thing for me. Fierce, they're building a 125-pound division. So it's really time to buckle down and put the best foot forward. And then, the opportunity will come.
So how does this fight shake out? You have to give the edge in the grappling department to Anderson. He's shown an ability to take fights to the ground and then finish his opponent once he's there. But all 9 of his fights have been for Steel City Fight Night. And with that comes a level of comfortability with the promoter, with the promotion, with their operation, with the cage enclosure specifically. Wegner, on the other hand, has been traveling, for quite a while. He hasn't pledged allegiance to any one promotion. He hasn't had the promoter bring guys in for him to be and build his name, build his rep. Just the opposite, actually. He's been that guy brought into organizations basically to be fed to the wolves. And going 0-4 on a 2-year losing streak, he didn't quit. He didn't take his ball and go home. Wegner hung tough and was able to get back to his winning ways in dominant fashion. So from a technical standpoint, the wrestling of Anderson is really going to play a factor. Will he be able to take Wegner down? And conversely, the boxing of Wegner is going to play a factor as well. Will he be able to put his hands on Anderson early, keep him at bay, make him second guess that shot, make him really nervous about coming inside so he stays on the outside? But in my opinion, that's a coin toss, and that remains to be seen. I would think the deciding factor of this fight is all the peripheral things. How does Anderson fare knowing that this fight counts? It's not an amateur fight anymore. You can't lose this fight and then the slate is wiped clean. This is where it matters. Like I said, Wegner's been through the worst of it. I feel he has almost nothing to lose. He's been through the hardest times and he was able to snap back and get to his winning ways. So I leave you with this. If Wegner has turned that corner, if he has become really confident with his new team, with his new corner, with his new home, and he's really at this place mentally where I think he is, you got to bet on Wegner. He's going to be the underdog going into this fight, but if you're going to bet on one underdog on this card, make it Donovan Wegner. My prediction is Donovan Wegner by second round TKO. Later that night, we see Christian Edwards take on Jarome in a light heavyweight bout. This is going to be Edwards' first time back on the regional scene since the PFL Bellator buyout. Edwards has spent most of his career with Bellator, but now that he's no longer under contract, the UFC is absolutely on his mind. I got the opportunity to sit down and talk to Christian ahead of this fight. Check it out.
I've been putting my name out there to a couple of different organizations. I've fought for Bellator pretty much my whole MMA career. I just recently went separate ways with them, and I see this as the next chapter, you know, to really go out there and showcase the new and improved me, the evolved me, you know, and I'm just going to continue to stay the course, dominate, make sure that I'm active, and you know, and just win. I'm young, I'm hungry. I love what I do, and I'm the one to keep your eye out for and make sure that you remember my name, Christian Edwards, because I live, eat, and sleep this, and this is it. This is it for me. I know that I'll be in the UFC in no time, you know. So yeah, keep your eye out for me.
Both of these fighters have been on a bit of a skid, so who takes the win? When it comes to strength of schedule, you have to give the edge to Christian Edwards. Fighting for Bellator, you're getting nationally ranked contracted pros, which presents more of a challenge than your run-of-the-mill regional fighter. But that's not exactly what Hatch has been doing. His most recent losses have come bare knuckle. So with that comes a smaller enclosure typically, and you have giant guys throwing fists at each other without the gloves. It's almost a certainty somebody's going to sleep. So you can't necessarily hold those losses against Hatch. That being said, this fight is going to be 3 5-minute rounds in a cage, standard MMA. Edwards is coming out of that Jackson Wink team, and that's what they do. They're putting out fighters that are sport-specific MMA fighters. They don't necessarily deviate their program just because somebody has a kickboxing fight coming up, just because somebody's doing something bare knuckle. It's business as usual in the gym. And Edwards has been getting ready for this style of contest. 3 5-minute rounds, 4-ounce gloves, standard MMA cage. I'm taking Christian Edwards via second round knockout. And I'm also being told we have to knock out a commercial break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. John Strollo is calling into the show.
I'm Stetson Lewis, train at Factory MMA. We'll be right back.
This is Alpha Brain, and this is Hannah. Hannah's about to wrap up a big project for work. Well, just as soon as she answers that email. Right, it's Jackson's mealtime. So after she takes the dog, this meeting that could have been an email, she could use some focus. If you've got a lot going on or need to think clearly, we've got an Alpha Brain product that's got your back. It's not hard to get. I mean, you know how to shop. So, you want to be the best at whatever you do? Get Alpha Brain by Onnit. Focus where it matters most.
So welcome to the fire. Welcome to the fire.
Hey guys, what's up?
We got an idea. A bright idea.
Lay it on me.
Yeah. Well, it's a commercial for Black Rifle Coffee Company. Yeah. We're going to show everybody how good the coffee is by beating your black ass. Yeah, coffee's so good, you're going to forget we just beat your ass.
I don't know.
Come on, soak up the brains of the idea we got going. Yeah, come on, man, you going to be the hero. I'm going to hold your arms back while Keith punches you in the stomach. No, I'm going to punch him in the face. I told you
No,
that.
I don't think any of this is necessary. It's not going to fit the brand.
Work. Trust me.
Well, we can run it by Steven, but I don't think he's going to be into it.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Trust me.
There he is right there. Let's go ask him. Yeah, go ask him.
Black Rifle Coffee! Yeah.
Welcome back to the Combat Sports Report. I'm here with John Strollo, ahead of his Main Character Jiu Jitsu match. John, how are you doing today?
Good, man. How you doing? Great to be here.
I'm doing good. I appreciate you taking the time, especially after the performance you had in Denver. Looking forward to talking to you actually face to face and, learning a little bit more about you.
Of course, man.
So I guess first and foremost, let's start with Denver, and then we can talk about Main Character a little more. But
Okay.
I have to admit, I was really impressed. You came very highly recommended from, I believe it was Alex Grandy, but your whole team is obviously, kind of a higher caliber jiu-jitsu gym. But
Yeah.
you've shown just like an absolute mastery of rubber guard. A lot of guys, get into that position kind of as a default, and they don't really
Yeah.
know what to do from there. But
Mhm.
you showed like an array of submissions, kind of your A game and your B game. So could you kind of talk to me about your rubber guard game a little bit?
Yeah, dude. So I really didn't start playing around super hard with rubber guard until I found myself at 10 Planet San Diego. So I've been there for a little over 4 years now. I started out there in 2020 around the end of like summertime. And that's when I really started to develop the rubber guard a little bit more. I felt like coming in, when I started there, I was a blue belt, but I felt like I had a pretty strong fundamental guard game. I had like the flexibility background from martial arts and karate that I had been doing since I was like super little. So I feel like that was a solid base. And then once I got out to 10th Planet San Diego, and I had Boogie as my head coach, who's like the rubber guard guy. It was really cool to get some secret sauce, so to speak, from him, how to make it work best for me, and I kind of adapted it from there. And then my favorite submission in rubber guard is the go-go clinch. So, you saw that on full display there. So it was really cool to put it together, especially against a high-level guy such as Caleb. So, mad respect for him too.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
So I got corrected real quick here. It is not the Gogo Plata. I went off of commentary, man. I am not the guy to be sitting here correcting people on moves, but it is the Gogo clinch, not the Gogo Plata. Slight variation
Yes, sir.
there.
A variation, yeah.
So did you initially move out for 10 Planet San Diego? Was that the reason why, or was it work that brought you out there?
So it was work. My background, I'm a mechanical engineer by day. So yeah, I got an engineering job downtown. I'm actually right next to the airport right now. I'm coming out of work, so you might hear some planes flying by or whatever. But yeah, I have an engineering background, so I came out here for work, and then it just so happened that San Diego is one of the best spots in the country to train jiu-jitsu. So that was just gravy on top of that.
Absolutely. So we're coming up on 2025 now. It's been about 5 years since you've been there. Could you kind of talk to me a little bit about your progression? Did you go there as a white belt, or what did that look like?
Yeah, so when I got there, I had just gotten my blue belt. So I used to train. I've trained in a couple different places. So I grew up in a little town called Ramsey, New Jersey. I started my martial arts journey there with karate and a little bit of jiu-jitsu. I did that from maybe like 5 or 6 years old until I was 16 or 17, so like mid high school. And then in college, I stopped for a little bit. And then when I went to grad school at Penn State, that's when I started picking up jiu-jitsu again. So I started training jiu-jitsu, I would say more full-time in 2019. And it was at a gym out there called Central PA Mixed Martial Arts. And there they do gi and no gi. So I got my blue belt there, and then eventually made it out to San Diego for the job, and trained up under Boogie since then. So yeah, I started out as kind of like a bare bones, kind of understood fundamentals, but I was definitely nothing special, and everything that I've achieved so far has come through hard work, dedication, and just banging your head against the wall long enough until stuff starts to come together.
Yes, I mean, I feel like that's how it is for a lot of us. It feels like you're never going to improve, and then you
Yeah.
kind of reach these breakthroughs. But I think typically I ask guys, do you work a physical job? And you told me you're a mechanical engineer here, so I have to ask: is it difficult to absorb new techniques and kind of compartmentalize when you have such a mentally taxing job?
I think it can be. It kind of depends on the day, like what your mental load or stress is, I guess, on any given day. But particular to my job, I feel like it's a little bit easier for me to make connections in terms of like how moves work and why a move works or doesn't work, based on the physics background that I have. Like engineering super physics heavy. It's all about motion and leverage and things like moment of inertia, or like if I want to, for example, one class that I took in school was an auto engineering class, and you can figure out like how likely a car is to roll when they hit a corner at, say, like 70 or 80 miles an hour, right? So, that application's for a moving machine, but if you correlate that to like a flower sweep or like a sit up sweep, it's a pretty similar concept. Like, in terms of where you need to place your body to get somebody to roll over onto their side. So with that regard, it definitely helps me make some more like physics connections in terms of, what's going to work and what's not.
No, that actually makes a lot of sense. I didn't really think about it in that
Yeah,
regard, but it's kind of a overlapping skill set in a weird way. It's,
for sure. Yeah. And definitely kind of a roundabout way. Yeah.
so talk to me about this match you have coming up. I'm very excited to get into this. So you're taking on a very highly touted wrestler here, and
Yeah.
as we started the show with, you're a rubber guard guy, so it's kind of interesting. He's kind of known for his takedowns. I haven't really seen too much just that grinding top game. Really, it's a lot of
Yeah.
takedowns, and it kind of suits you as a guy who's inclined to pull guard and get into your headquarters position. So I mean, what what are you doing specifically to prepare for this match as opposed to any other match, if anything?
Yeah. I mean, you definitely hit the nail on the head. It's definitely a clash of styles, which I think will be pretty exciting for the fans. Whenever you get a matchup like this, where you have, two practitioners that have two totally different styles, or two totally different ways that they prefer to play, that's typically when you can wind up in some pretty heavy exchanges and a lot of submission attempts. So that's kind of what I expect from Husam. But you're totally right. He's a high level wrestler. I checked out a lot of his highlights and some of his matches, and it's going to be a great matchup, and it's a tough opponent for me, and I'm looking forward to going out there and letting it fly. And I know he's definitely a big proponent of that as well. His highlights speak for themselves. So definitely excited to just get out there and see whose game reigns supreme.
Yes, sir. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing it. You made me a fan in Denver. I was blown away with some of the attacks you were throwing out there against guys like Gilpin and Caleb. Just to watch somebody go in there and establish their game so quickly was mind boggling. Can you talk to me about how this match came to be? Is this something you requested? Did Kamoy just kind of throw it together, or what does it look like when you get a match with MCJJ?
Yeah. So I think this particular matchup kind of uh, came out of it came together pretty quickly. I was gonna say came out of thin air, but not quite. He had posted on his page that he had an opening that came up, and it was brown or black belt right in my weight range. And Boogie actually forwarded it over to me. I hadn't seen it, and I was like, this could be pretty cool. It's the same card that my coaches are on, Boogie and Gio. And I'm not sure if you're familiar, but another black belt that we have at 10 Planet San Diego is going to be on that card too, Matt Cox. He's a really high level grappler as well, and he always brings the game. So, that got me really excited about it, being able to compete on the same card as, my coach and some of my teammates as well. So once I heard the opponent too, I was like, this is a great test for me too. So, why not head out to Austin and roll squad deep and see what we can put together.
Absolutely. And I think it's
Yeah.
funny the way you mentioned, I want to compete with my coach. I feel like a lot of people want to compete on the same card as your coach. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just one of those things where when the headliner's good, everybody wants to be a part of it.
Absolutely, man.
So could you kind of talk to me about the team dynamic? Do you guys travel collectively a lot, or is it just kind of something where once matches pop up, you guys kind of just go onesie twosies to these events?
Yeah, I would say for the big tournaments like Worlds, IBJJF Nogi Worlds is a great example. They've had that in Vegas the last couple of years, and we always go pretty heavy for those. You know, we get like 5 or 6 people at a time to share rooms together. Like last year, I went with a bunch of my teammates, and you know, we got an Airbnb, and it was a great time. You know, like everybody's got that high level competition anxiety for like the first little part of it, but that all goes away when you're out there with you know your friends and really your family. Takes a lot of the pressure away, especially when you're all going through it together, you know, too. So I think Worlds is a great example of that teamwork and community that we definitely foster at 10 Planet San Diego. But I'm not really sure how the other 3 folks got on the MCJJ card, but you know, just from my perspective, I saw that they were on it, and you know, just decided to jump right in, and they were happy to have me and help me out with getting there and all that good stuff. So that's one thing that I really appreciate about my team, man. You know, it's like everybody just wants to help each other out and see everybody succeed. So, you know, whatever the best way is to do that, whether it be a training partner in the gym or somebody that's actually going to physically help you get out there and prepare, you know, it's a really awesome thing that we got going on. So
Oh, absolutely. And I know I'm not the only one that wants to watch it. So could you kind of let me know here, how do we get this pay-per-view? How do we help you out?
yeah, so the main character card is going to be accessible. It'll be streaming on Flow Grappling. And then I'm sure, you know, whatever highlights come out of that as well, you know, if you don't have Flow, it should be coming up on their Main Character Jiu Jitsu Instagram page as well. Similar to kind of how you guys do it with Combat Sports Report. You know, if you get like a really big highlight or somebody has a good showing, you'll definitely see some posts on their page too. So Flow Grappling's the big one though. Yep, it'll be streaming on Flow.
Gotcha. Do you have a promo code or anything so we can kind of plug it here?
I don't, not for this one, but yeah, I guess in terms of plugs, you could follow me on Instagram at JJ Strollo, or if you're really into sourdough or bacon as well, I'm actually an amateur chef. I have an account there as well. It's Strollo Dolo, so you can see whatever creations I come up with next on there. But I'm a little biased, man. I'm from the East Coast. I've been trying to find a good bagel out here in San Diego, and it's tougher than it sounds. So I had to take matters into my own hands, bro.
I can't believe I didn't ask you about the bagels. I'm originally from the East Coast myself, not that you would know it, but yeah, there's certain things that you know, you don't really appreciate till you come out here. Pizza and bagels are definitely 2 of the biggies.
Yeah, man, they're tough to come by.
For real. You guys got to follow Strollo Dolo. He's pumping out those green chili bagels. They look phenomenal. Give him a follow. But
my man, thank you.
Of course. Now's your time though. The floor is yours. Anything you'd like to get out there, anything you want the audience to know about you, any shout outs, any call outs, the floor is yours, man.
No, man. I mean, really just attitude of gratitude, you know. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be able to test myself every day. Happy to be a member of one of the greatest teams out there, you know. Shout out to all my teammates, my coaches, and everybody that I've come across in the past, you know. I always say I'm a big product of my surroundings, and everything that I've achieved in life has just come from super hard work, dedication, and you know, kind of what I said before, just banging your head against the wall until something sticks. So if you're having any doubts, just keep at it, and eventually it'll all come together, you know. Not to say it has already for me, but the last couple finishes at your event were pretty cool. So just looking to keep the ball rolling, man, every day.
Absolutely, man. I thank you for the time. True Renaissance man here. He's doing jujitsu. He's a mechanical engineer. He's making bagels. He does it all. You guys aren't going to want to miss his match. It's definitely super high level. We're going to try and plug a link right around here. So yeah, definitely tune in for that. John, I thank you for the time. I appreciate it. You and your team have been absolutely great. Coming out west, I really didn't know many people. Boogie was super accommodating, and you guys have just been great. I'm looking forward to doing some more work with you guys, and hopefully we'll get out to San Diego soon.
Right on, man. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to what you guys got coming up next too. Can't wait.
I got you. We'll talk. We'll talk.
Awesome.
Off
Sounds
the
good,
record.
man.
But thank you so much,
Appreciate
John. I
you.
appreciate the time.
Take
All right,
care.
that's
Have a
all.
good one.
Of course. That's all. We'll be right back with some more Combat Sports Report.
Good. Time it when you back touch the mat. I'm Seth Showtime Wheeler, and we'll be right back.
You've got goals, and we can help you reach them. We're TriFecta, an organic meal subscription delivered weekly. Select the meal plan that fits your lifestyle. Don't know where to start? Take the meal plan quiz to help you choose. Then select all of your food and order preferences. Once the meals are delivered, simply unwrap, heat up, and eat. You can change the plans at any time, or pause or skip weeks. Meals come fresh and are never frozen. They are nutrient-packed and portion-controlled, with different meals each week designed by real chefs, all delivered in recyclable packaging. We make sure you succeed by giving you the right tools. Take advantage of our app, log your food intake, find workouts, participate in transformation challenges, and manage your food subscriptions. So, let's go. Join a community ready to help you stay motivated and inspired, and start building healthy habits today with TriFecta.
Make every morning a good morning with Black Rifle Coffee. Our coffee club subscription delivers the best coffee in America straight to your door.
Whether you're just starting out with boxing or looking to elevate your game, the Hayabusa E1 boxing glove is the perfect glove for you. It's got that double splinted technology that runs on the back of the glove that helps keeps your knuckles and your wrist in alignment. When you slide your hand in, you'll feel a nice silky interior and an ergonomic thumb position. As you strap the wrist, you'll notice a nice adjustable strap which helps put as much tension as you like or as little depending on your preference. On the outside of the glove, you'll notice a sweat wicking thumb to help keep you focused during your training. So to elevate your game, make sure you check out the Hayabusa E1 boxing glove.
Welcome back to the Combat Sports Report. I'm your host, Nick Marcello. I have Miguel Barrientos joining me today. Miguel has been making waves all over the Colorado scene, boxing, kickboxing, grappling. He's done it all. 8-2 in amateur MMA. So what makes now the right time to go pro?
Yeah, I got 12 amateur fights now. I feel like that's a good amount, amount of experience. Me and my coaches were talking about I want to experience like getting hurt in there and just experiencing all of that. And I feel like I already did, and I'm just ready. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. I mean, it definitely shows. You fought the who's who in Colorado, some big names. I actually first heard about you facing Justin Orr. That was almost a year ago now, and you haven't stopped since then. You've been super active. So, what changes, if any, are you making now that you're going into the pros?
Yeah, well, my sparring, we're doing 5-minute rounds now. It used to be 3. In pros, it's 5. Well, and then for my first amateur fight, I don't really got to cut weight. It's gonna be at a catch weight at 165. So, I don't really gotta like go through all that diet stuff. But eventually, I'm gonna be fighting at 145. That's really gonna be the only change. And just, getting Shark Tanked, cardio, I'm running more. I'm starting to like lift more and just really, really, really getting into, this lifestyle.
Gotcha. So can you kind of explain to me, what does a normal training week look like for you? I know you're doing grappling with the Subhounds, but what does the rest of your week look like? Where are you getting your work in?
Genesis. So I train a month, so Mondays it's at Genesis. Striking is at 5. and then 5 to 6, and then from 6 to 8 is jiu-jitsu. I spar Wednesdays and Saturdays. On Saturdays I spar at Denver Modern Jiu-Jitsu with Zach Hare. He's one of my my other coaches. And yeah, I train every day from Monday through Saturday, usually from like 5 to 8. And in the morning before I go to work, I make sure I get my miles in.
Oh, okay. So you're doing road work, going to work, and then training afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh man. So if you don't mind me asking, what do you do for work? Do you work a physical job, your desk job? What does that look like?
Nah, it's I drive trucks, so like it's easy,
Oh,
you know what I mean? So like yeah. So after I train and I'm sore, I'm just chilling. I'm just chilling and driving. So it's not I don't really do no hard labor, so that helps.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, we appreciate what you do, man. America runs on truckers, so thank you
True.
for your service, bro. But
Yeah.
I feel like every fighter's kind of got a unique perspective in terms of what their goals are. Some people they're trying to become UFC champion. Other people who kind of want to be coaches at the end of the day. So I guess what are some goals you have for yourself, short term and long term?
I definitely don't see myself as a coach. Uh, yeah, that's the goal is to get into the UFC. Well, right now though, the main goal is to get into the Contender Series, and then you know what I mean. Try to take a shot at getting into the UFC, and taking it all the way. But you know, one goal at a time. I can't look too forward ahead, and I just got to take it one fight at a time, win this fight, and then that's how it keeps going.
Gotcha. So obviously you're not overlooking your opponent in this one. Could you kind of talk to me a little bit about your strategy at this? I know he's got more of a kickboxing background versus MMA, but it looks like he's pretty well rounded as well. I don't want you to give away your secrets here, but do you consider yourself more of a striker or more of a grappler?
I say both because I started my first love with jujitsu. I started with jujitsu. I have a huge jujitsu background, so I'm not really scared to go on the ground. And when I'm fighting, I don't go for a takedown. They usually go for it. I'm down to strike and bang. My coach Mike from Genesis actually fought this dude, so I know some. You know what I mean? He's telling me some secrets here and there, and I know what to expect from this guy. I don't really look too much into them. I let my coaches tell me what to look out for, this or that, because he has to focus on what I'm gonna do. I don't really focus on him. I just know what the main things are, what he's really good at, and you know I just watch out for that. But I go in there and I just make it my fight.
Yes, sir. So I guess how do I phrase this? So obviously you said the goal is the Contender Series, but I guess regionally, is there anything you're looking to do? Is there any titles you're looking to capture? Are you looking to get to LFA first? What does that look like for you?
Yeah. Yeah, I want to do first the battle, and then I think in January I fight for Sparta. Eventually go to LFA, get that title, that pro title. Yeah, like I want to do it the way I did it with my amateur career. I got all the titles, and I got a title in Colorado Combat Club, in with Sparta, and then I got 3 titles, and then I want to do the same as my pros. Just go, and once I get my first title, just challenge the other guy, other promotions for more titles until I get that call. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. I mean,
Yeah.
you kind of become undeniable, and that's something you've done in your amateur career too. It's really hard to. I mean, let's talk about it real quick. You're number 1 in Colorado, number 1 in North America, and I think you're number 5 overall in the world as an amateur lightweight. So, I mean, is that number 3? Gotcha. So, is that something you set out to do? Like you said, you were kind of chasing titles, chasing the who's who. But I mean, is that kind of your goal? Just kind of climb your way up the rankings as a pro now?
Yeah. Do it until I'm undeniable, like you said. I just want to fight. Yeah, if I'm healthy, I could fight every month. I like fighting. I like that feeling to be in there. You know what I mean? So, yeah, if I'm healthy, I want to for my pro career. I want to like I'm like for next year. I want to have at least like 7-8 fights for the whole year, and just keep fighting until you know what I mean. Until they give me that call, and you know what I mean.
Yes, sir. So talk to me a little bit about your plans to travel, if any. Are you looking to just stay in Colorado, or I mean, if you get a call in, Texas, Florida, Utah, are you going to take that call?
Yeah, definitely. So I work at my manager Art. He yeah, we're talking, and yeah, I definitely want to. We has contacts in Texas and other states. After I fight for Battle in Colorado and then for Sparta in January in Colorado, my next goal is to fight out of state and then get that experience in cutting weight out of state. And yeah, you know what I mean. Just traveling. And yeah, I want to take over everything.
Gotcha. I mean, I think that's wise. It's always good to see guys that they get out of their comfort zone, they get out of their region, you know, kind of work with somebody unfamiliar, just pre getting that big call to a major league organization. So I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to seeing your progression here. But I mean, now's your time. The floor is yours. Do you have any shout outs, any call outs, anything like that? I mean, now's your time.
Yeah. Check out my homie Tommy Lozano. He's gonna fight in 2 weeks for Sparta. He's gonna get that 155 title. All my teammates, Waters, my coaches, Mike, Jimmy, Zach. Shout out to Genesis. Shout out to Subhounds. Yeah, without them, I have the best coaches, man. I train with the best teams. And yeah, I just push myself. And if you got the right people in your corner and the right and also train with Marcus. He just fought for bare knuckle. He gives me really, really good advice. He's a veteran in the sport, and yeah, I'm just so lucky. I'm so lucky that I got all these knowledgeable people and these people that have a lot of experience, and that's what I need, you know what I mean, to make it to the top. And I feel like I got the right, just everything, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir. I mean, you can't argue with the results, right? You're killing it right now on the amateur scene. I'm looking forward to seeing your pro career. Like you said, you have the right people around you. I'm a big fan of the Subhounds team, so you know all the support in the world, Miguel. I thank you for your time. Luck is for the unprepared. So I wish you the best of skill in your upcoming fight. Thank you so much. It's always a privilege to speak to fighters ahead of their contest, but it's very, very rare to get to talk to somebody that's as highly touted, you know, across the globe as you. So I really do thank you for the time.
Man, I appreciate you giving me the call. And follow me on Instagram, Miguel Barrientos 97. And yeah, man, you know what I mean? I'm gonna just come up and keep grinding, keep working, keep my head down. And I appreciate you for, you know, inviting me.
Absolutely. Guys, if you don't have your tickets, hit up Miguel. You just got his Instagram. Follow Miguel. Pay-per-views, pay-per-view link.
Yeah. I got pay-per-view links in my Instagram. I got the ticket links as well. That's the only link that you should be getting the tickets from my Instagram. And yeah, man, just, you know, watch me take over the pros. I took over the amateur scene. Watch me take over the pros. We out here.
Boom. Miguel's out here. Thank you so much for your time, Miguel. We'll be right back.
My name's Caleb Crump, and Combat Sports Report will be right back.
So welcome to the fire. Welcome to the fire. This is Alpha Brain, and this is Hannah. Hannah's about to wrap up a big project for work. Well, just as soon as she answers that email. Right, it's Jackson's mealtime. So after she takes the dog to the meeting that could have been an email, she could use some focus. If you've got a lot going on or need to think clearly, we've got an Alpha Brain product that's got your back. It's not hard to get. I mean, you know how to shop. So, you want to be the best at whatever you do? Get Alpha Brain by Onnit. Focus where it matters most.
Should I be the same?
Or should I be stronger? Should I find the amazing in my clients? I will.
I am a trainer.
Be stronger.
Be faster.
Be amazing.
Be a personal trainer with the National Academy of Sports Medicine. State-of-the-art, evidence-based programs.
Welcome back to the Combat Sports Report. It is now time for my personal favorite segment, Top 10. The CSR Invitational Denver finished with a 75% submission rate on the day. These are the top 10 subs. Starting us off at number 10, we're going to see Natani the Goose versus Zach Buck. Natani was actually in a fully locked triangle just moments before this exchange. He's able to fight his way out and secure a head and arm choke for the tap. Beautiful work from Natani. You can see his corner celebrating. All the way from Tulsa, Oklahoma, Natani came out to fight. He's got a little shout out for us. Check this out.
I love you, Tulsa!
Next up, we're going to see Charlie Gilpin and Dakota Morrissey. We'll spare you the audio on this one. It's pretty gruesome. Gilpin drops in on a leg. He's going to look for this heel hook. Gets it dead to rights. Morrissey doesn't want to tap, but he's going to. But the shin breaks in half anyways. You can see the crowd grimacing. Nobody wants to see that. Morrissey's going to lose the match, but he's going to win some hearts and minds. He's the toughest dude on the mats, let me tell you. Moving on to number 8, we have Bryce Sexton versus Spencer Woodland. Bryce is going to chase the back here. He's able to get it. He's going to get one hook in, look for the neck. He's going to get that, drop to his side, look for a second hook, gets it, and he gets the tap. Beautiful work from Bryce Sexton. Nothing fancy, just classic jiu-jitsu. You'd love to see it. Next up at number 7, we're actually going to zoom in on this one so you guys can fully appreciate this. Rahala drops back for a calf slicer. Hartman able to free his legs. Comes in on the toe hold. Oh, he rolls into it. Rahala tries to escape. Ugh, gruesome stuff there. Rahala's going to tap. He's able to walk away from the match. Coming in at number 6, Logan Marshall versus Nicholas Germanos. Marshall is going to see his opening right about here. He's going to look to invert and snatch up the heel of Germanos. Very slick stuff. Marshall goes on to win $1,500 later that night. Beautiful work from the lightweight champion. Coming in at number 5, we're going to see Sam Beisterveld versus Tristan Helly. Beisterveld locks up the arm here. He's going to use it to cut his angle and lock up this arm bar. Helly's going to stand to defend, but Beisterveld finishes in the air. Beautiful work from Sam Beisterveld. He says, this is my mat. This is my time. That's my contact. I'm going to pick that up. Donald, raise his hand. Next up at number 4, we're going to bring you this match in its entirety. Roman Mori versus John Fuller. Mori knows exactly what he's looking for here. Going to drop into the legs, isolate one, drop Fuller down. Check out this finish. Weird little knee bar heel hook hybrid almost. Beautiful work from Roman Mori. He's going to go on to win $1,500 as well. Coming in at number 3, your bantamweight finals match, a little Denver on Denver crime. Rodriguez looks to invert, but Roten drops back on this straight ankle, has it super tight. Rodriguez doing everything he can to defend. Roten does not let go. He gets the tap. The Logos corner celebrates. Roten celebrates. $1,500 in the bank. You love to see it. Your champion, Benny Roten. Coming in at number 2, we're going to see Craig Edmondson versus Matt Ferriallo. Craig Edmondson going to lock up this head and arm choke on Ferriallo. Ferriallo is going to look to bluff his way out of this. He says, I'm okay. No adjustment. Still the tap. Edmondson goes to help up Ferriallo. He's going to need a minute. He's at elevation. That's a Florida boy. Edmondson's going to celebrate $1,500. Check this out. Cold start the lawnmower. You can do that when you're the champ. And last but not least, your submission of the night goes to John Strollo. He's going to lock up returning Triple Crown champion Caleb Crump in rubber guard here. He's going to look for the go-go clinch, not the go-go plata. Crump doing everything he can to make some space. He's going to get up on his toes. He's going to push down on the foot. Strollo, it's super tight. He checks the grip, gets the tap. John Strollo locks it up. Beautiful work from Strollo. Crump not sure what happened here. Strollo knows. You can see it all over his face. Shout out Boogie. That's a rare one. John Strollo is going to get it done. Beautiful work from John Strollo. And ladies and gentlemen, that is your show for today. Tune in next week. We'll be back Tuesday with some more Combat Sports Report.